Welcome to the Pokemon Podcast, where we, your hosts, Kaiser and Taylor, will talk about anything and everything Pokemon related.
And since this is our first episode, we decided to do some background questions.
First off, what's our favorite games?
I'd have to say Pokemon Shield or Pokemon Moon.
I gotta go with the one I first started playing, Pokemon X. And, well, this isn't the first time we've had to come up with this question, because around the world, the most and best-selling game is Pokemon Red, Blue, and Green.
Which makes sense with it being the first game.
And the most popular. Second, what's our favorite Pokemon?
So I can't choose just one. I love Eevee, Mimikyu, Sylveon, and Garchomp.
I have a bit of a mix. I think I've gone with a couple of cute ones and a couple of, well, mainly just cute ones. I went with Litwick, Chikorita, and Snom, the best Pokemon.
Fair.
And the most voted for during the Pokemon of the Year vote was Greninja, which makes sense. People like ninjas, and he was pretty cool. He had shurikens.
Wasn't he also in Super Smash Brothers?
He was also in Super Smash Bros., but he wasn't really that high of a tier.
Yeah.
Next up, our least favorite Pokemon.
So, nothing against using the actual Pokemon in battle, but I love playing Shield. And when I'm in the Isle of Armor and I'm just out in the water, trying to hunt, I get attacked by a Sharpedo. So I hate it.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. They are really fast in Pokemon Shield and the Legends Arceus. They just kind of show up out of nowhere and start chugging and going right after you.
It's rather annoying.
Personally, my least favorite Pokemon is Lickitung because I don't like how he looks.
It's so cute.
I disagree. But according to the Pokemon of the Year vote, the least voted with 0 votes was Silicone.
Which is sad.
I could see why. It's a little guy with a little string. He's the middle evolution. Nobody really cares about the middle child, so it kind of makes sense.
Wow, okay.
All right, so when did we start playing? I think this is a rather important question because it kind of reveals how much experience we have.
Okay, so I might be a big fan of Pokemon. However, I didn't start playing till 2018 when my first game was Let's Go Eevee.
Yeah, I could see why. Let's Go Eevee was a decently popular game, and Eevee's a popular Pokemon, so it's a pretty decent starting choice. I started a little, maybe when I was 6, at Pokemon X, and I have a funny story about it. When I was playing Pokemon during my 7-year-old years, I would be playing and I would go through the game, and I didn't realize that you could press the little save icon and save. So when I would start playing, I would just close my DS, plug it in, and I would just hope that something would keep it alive so that way I could keep going.
Wait, so you never messed around with any of the buttons to see if it could actually take you to the save icon?
I saw a Pokeball in the bottom left corner, and I knew that was the Pokemon button, and the bag was the bag button. And when I saw a little writing, like a paper with a pen, I thought, oh no, I have to write? And so I never touched it. And the only reason I ever learned how to save when I was 8 years old was when my uncle showed up to my house and he was watching me play, and I would be playing, and when I was done playing, I would just shut it. And he saw that and was like, hey, little dude, come on. You know you can save, right? And I was dumbfounded. And he pointed at the writing icon, and I was like, oh no, I have to do I have to write a diary out to make sure that I remember what I did?
God, I'm just picturing this.
And when he pointed at it and clicked it, it said, do you want to save? And he just clicked the yes option. And I was dumbfounded. I was like, what? What is this trickery? This witchery? What is going on? And from then on, I could save my game. And for the past 2 years, I had just been restarting my game if my DS ever died. And it was terrible because I just kept choosing Froakie and going through with it and hoping my Pokemon would just...
So when did you finally complete that game?
I beat it when I was 11. And it took me a couple minutes to figure out how to do things, but when I did, it was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
All right, now, what's our favorite type?
Okay, so I really like Fairy and Steel, but I was told that if I was a gym leader, I would be really good at Poison, so I added that to my favorites.
Yeah, makes sense. I could see it.
What was that supposed to mean?
Nothing. I personally like the bugs and the ice types and the poison types because they also usually have bug type attached to them.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. I like Snom and Snom's evolution, and that's an ice bug type, so that's like the perfect Pokemon ever to exist. And then you got like Frostlass, and you got a Alolan Ninetales, which are ice types, and they're also pretty cool. And bug types are just cool because
Isn't Alolan Ninetales also a fairy type?
it is. Alolan Ninetales is an ice fairy type, and it's a pretty decent Pokemon.
Yeah.
Except for that weakness to fire. That is 4 times you die if you get hit. But personally, just like the bug types are pretty cool. I had a Sewaddle when I first played Pokemon Black 2, I think, and it was like my go-to Pokemon. And the Scolipede line, that's pretty cool. That's why I like the bug and ice types. And then the poison types are also there because most bug types happen to be poison type as well. So
You look like you would like bug types.
thanks. I look like one of those trainers on the routes that just have a net ready to catch a bug type. And when I look at you, I throw out 3 Caterpies and hope I win.
And then I throw out my legendaries.
You throw out like a Heatran and just blow up everyone. All right, now, final question. What is our favorite region?
A lot of people are going to disagree with me on this and be like, oh, you don't actually play the games, you're basic. But I actually like the Galar region.
I can't disagree. Galar's pretty cool. It was one of the newest games that I played on the Switch before Let's Go Eevee and all that. So I thought it was a pretty good game. Personally, I like the Alola region because I just like the vibe. It's all beachy and sunny.
Mm-hmm.
And while Z crystals were interesting to say the least, I thought they were at least a somewhat okay addition, better than Gigantamax, I would say. But
Okay.
you might disagree with that, but I personally think they were at least a little bit better. They were both good, but I'd like to see crystals better.
Yeah, but it's so cool seeing Pokemon in like their Gigantamax form.
Yeah, I guess. Gigantamax Kingler was pretty cool. It's a big crab. But according to the straw poll, Kanto was the most popular, which makes sense.
No shock.
This is shocking.
First region.
There's like 5 remakes, so
There's so many people are gonna have some connection to it.
So it makes sense that's the most popular. But now that you know some background information on us, I think this is a good point to end the podcast.
I'd agree. Thank you for joining me, Kaiser.
No problem. Adios.
See ya.